Okay, today's video is going to be a pretty simple video. It's just how to properly take off this lens without breaking your VFD, breaking the tabs. Because I've seen other people on YouTube. Y'all are going to get to see him in this video, and it's fair use because it's going to be a short clip with none of his audio, and it's not for the same purpose as his video. So it's fair use. So don't try making a claim because I'm not playing the whole thing. But yeah, let's discuss this though, real quick, and why you should trust some random guy wearing a Rick and Morty shirt over some guy that's bench looks a little bit nicer. First, I want to say about it is I like his kind of business he's got going. I like how he does both repairs and supply. He's diversified. He's doing good work. So I'm not saying that he does bad work. I'm just saying in his video that he did on YouTube, he is teaching you the wrong way to take this lens off. I swear to God, you're gonna break some equipment doing it the way he shows. So yeah, let's not do it that way. So these lenses are really easy to get off, and they're also really easy to mess up stuff up getting them off. So I'm going to show you some wrong ways and the way that I say is the right way. Now, just because I say it's the right way doesn't mean from the factory it's the right way. There's actually probably a special tool made, judging by the way this looks, that that the repair businesses, the authorized repair businesses get to for taking it off. I would imagine it goes in, goes up, and just pulls out on it. But we don't have access to that. I'm pretty sure it'd be made out of plastic. But we don't have access to that tool. And coming up from the bottom with a screwdriver is how you crack the screen. And I will show you one that has a cracked screen that I know that's what happened to this. That is how that happened. So let's first take a look at his video so you can see what he's doing. Then we'll take a look at some wrong ways of doing it. I'll show you what's wrong with this one. Also, another thing, if you're going to send me instrument clusters that you know have problems, please don't put the tape on your face plate. It's going to leave residue on there. Put it on the back of it. Put it on the back panel, or even better yet, put it on the PCB on the inside, so that way I can't mix them up when I start taking them all apart, especially if you send me 13 of them. Let me show you. So we have, yeah, like 13 of them in here right now. I guess it's 12. That's not all of them. There's one on the bench, and then there were two that I've already taken care of. So yeah, my office is a mess. Y'all can totally see that I have a messy office. But let's get right into this. Let's check out his video. Like I said, I think what he's doing is pretty neat. Oh, and on a side note, if y'all start getting repairs done, I got stickers. Yeah, stickers are going in the boxes. So I got a new logo made recently. Sure you've noticed that on the channel, and I decided to order stickers. These were like super cheap too. It was like $60 for 1,000 of them. So I have more stickers than I know what to do with. They definitely look kind of cheaply made. The logo managed to not be centered, even though I sent it to them centered and stuff. But I'm sure that's just with the die that they used to cut it. But for the price, I'm not complaining. For as many as I got, I think it is like 6 cents each or something like that. So yeah, I'm happy with it. But yeah, let's get focused back in on the video, so I muted and it so that way there's no audio coming through. Because I can't remember if he had music or anything. But yeah, this is who I'm talking about. Okay, he comes in with a metal pry tool to take the back panel off. Which, if you're doing a ton of these every day, you probably will want to use a tool to get it off. But it comes off with your thumb. If you're just doing your own, just do that so you don't mark it up and scratch it. And then, so now he's coming in from underneath to take the lens off, which is totally not the correct way of doing it. So let's take this off real quick. Again, no need to use a tool to get it off. It comes right off. There's just no need for that. And this isn't me like nitpicking on this. We don't want to leave a bunch of marks on what we're working on, and then the customer be like, "Man, you scratched my stuff up." And if you're doing this for yourself, it's super easy. It comes right off. So then he comes, and this one, it would be stuck on here, but the customer sent it to me without any needles, so it just falls right off. So let's first take a look at what we got here. So what he's trying to do is come up from underneath and push on that. It is what he's achieving with what he's doing. So the only way you can push on that with this right here is it's going to leverage against the circuit board, which you don't really want to do in the first place. But what happens is people, so let's just grab this just a little flathead and come up and do that. So we're leveraging against it, but if we push back too far, we hit the VFD, so the vacuum fluorescent display. So you're coming up, and you're hitting it. And it's pretty easy to hit it, especially if you're using a bigger screwdriver than this. A lot of guys don't realize exactly where they're going to, so they're going to try to come up like this and hit the back and then come up. And then they start prying up against the bottom of the VFD and they crack it. So almost always when I get these, see this one is a bad VFD. The oxygen indicator has gone off. So they're cracking against it. When all's what you have to do, I'm going to have to switch the camera angle here. Alright, so all is what we have to do to get this lens off. Like, it still doesn't have the circuit board in anymore. I can put if you don't believe me, I'll put the needles and stuff back on there. So come around with your finger again, so that way we're not scraping up the whole thing. Undo these little tabs here, and kind of, so you're pushing down on this white piece right here and pulling up with this, and it just pops right out. No damage to anything. You never damage it doing that. If you're having to really struggle with it, so you're putting a lot of effort into it and it's still not coming off, which does happen sometimes when they're brand new, never have come off before, get a mechanic's pick like this, and you're going to hook around it and just kind of give it a little jiggle like that. And just do the same thing on the other side. Just give it a little jiggle. You don't have to get it all the way off of there. You just give it just a little bit of a move. After you do it once, you'll get the feel for it, and it'll again just come right off. Sometimes this little sharp corner does catch your knuckle, and it doesn't feel good. But other than that, it comes off nice and easy every single time. You never damage these things doing that, and as long as you're just coming straight down, you're coming at this corner right here. You're just coming straight down and giving a little pull here. You don't leave any marks doing anything. So things you don't want to be doing that you'll see a lot of is, let's see, this inlay's already a little dicked up, so he's going to have to replace the inlay anyways. And if it's a problem, I'll send him a new one. A lot of guys will try to come underneath like this, and they'll start if you look, they're pushing down on it and all that crap. You don't want to be doing that. You're going to leave a bunch of marks all over your inlay, especially if you start getting all the way underneath it. So none of this. You're not trying to come underneath and see. You're not trying to do this number either with like a flat head and do that. That's how you break them off. And like I said, if you come up from underneath, you're going to be prying against that VFD. You're going to be prying against the circuit board. Because if you go this way, you're going to be hitting the VFD, and if you go this way, you're prying against the circuit board, which are two things you really just don't want to be doing. So let's set the circuit board back down and do that again. So we pry this way, we're prying against the circuit board. If we pry that way, that is literally how that happened. So they came down, tried to pry this direction, thinking this was how to get it off. And look at that. We have a screwdriver through these things. And this isn't something that I rigged up. This is how I got it from the other technician. So the technician received this from his customer like this. That the customer tried to do a self-repair attempt, and they came in trying to get it loose right here, and they caught their VFD and poked right through it, ripping the legs off. Here, let me get this to focus. Ripping the legs off. See, that's that exact angle. That is how that happened. You'll also catch it where, similar thing, they're coming fishing down, and they'll get in between it like this, because they'll be fishing from here. They'll think this is how to get at it. They'll be fishing from this direction, prying up, and they'll end up catching underneath the screen, just prying up and cracking the bottom of the screen. You'll see that too sometimes, where they just came in, they caught in between here, and they'll crack the screen. So yeah, you really don't want to be blindly fishing through this trying to get it apart. Like this just isn't a good way of taking the lens off, especially when all you gotta do, tab, 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 3 little tabs right here, take the thumbs, and there you go. Comes right off. Comes right off every single time. This isn't modified. You can see the tabs are still completely intact here. So are these tabs. This is not modified in any way. I haven't trimmed it down to make this super easy for me to do. Like, that's just how they come off. They come off real nice and easy. There's no need to be fishing underneath here and ruining perfectly good VFDs, because look at how many pins. If you crack that VFD, look at all of these pins you have to desolder. First, you have to scrape off all of this conformal coating. If you don't scrape off the conformal coating, you're not going to get a good solder job when you put the new one on, and it's going to take forever to desolder them. So you got to come in with, get your little scraper, come in, scrape off all of that, because I'm going to have to do this repair to this one. So you scrape off all of this conformal coating here, and you can't scrape too hard or else you'll start ripping traces. You kind of want to scrape like that. Get all the conformal coating off. Get a toothbrush, get all the little bits and pieces of it off. Then put your flux down and desolder all of these pins and then line them up. So yeah, it's not a fun repair. This is going to be my next video, is repairing this. So I'm about to start recording this as soon as we're done with this one. But I wanted to get a quick video out there showing you how to take the lens off of these. I know I've showed it before on the channel, and I'm sure other people have shown doing it the way I do it too. But I've noticed a couple of videos here recently where people are popping the lens. They're not popping the lens up like that. They're coming in underneath and trying really hard to get this. I mean, this doesn't even work very well for me doing it like this. Like, this is not a good technique to me. This is more effort. Like, that took forever. That took way longer to do, because I'm still not all the way off. I've now gotten it out from over there, but now I still got to come and undo all of these tabs just like that, and that took longer. That took longer to do. This is not a fast way of taking these off. And so here, let me show you what I was talking about earlier. From if you come this direction and try to do it, see those little marks there? Those are from if you come like right here and you try prying like this. So a lot of people try to do that, not understanding how this tab goes. Yeah, that leaves little marks here. Generally, it'll be hidden like these are. These are hidden. You wouldn't see them, but if you really pry underneath it, coming really far, you'll scrape all the way out to where you can see it. You see, those are hidden. You can't see those marks, but a lot of guys will really get in there and start prying, and they'll start poking it all the way out to where you don't want it poked. So yeah, it's just not a good way of taking this lens off. This is like the way shown in that video is the absolute worst way you could possibly take a lens off, I'd say. Unless, I guess you could, the only worst way, because this is a bad lens, it's got a big crack in it. The only worst way would be to come in with some dikes and just cut the tabs off. There you go. Now it comes off real easy. This one's trash, so I'm throwing this out. So okay, so I don't want y'all to think that I am picking on Tactronics there. Like I said, I like what his business is doing. I like that he does supply, he does repair, so he's knowledgeable enough when he sells supply. Because some of the supply guys really, that's all what they do is supply, and they don't know how the circuit board works. So I'm not dogging on him and saying that he does bad work, and I'm pretty sure he does not take lenses off like that every time he does a repair, because that takes longer. I'm sure he does it like I do. I get it. The way I do it is a little bit harder to explain. You got to do it once or twice to really get the feel for what exactly, how you're pulling on it and what's going on with those tabs. So yeah, I do get it. It's harder to kind of teach that, and it is easy to show someone just come up from underneath and pry. Because if you're coming from across, if you're coming across, you're just gonna break the tabs off. So I do get that coming up underneath is just easier to teach somebody than showing them how to do do this. Like, I get that. I totally do. So I'm not picking on his business. Yes, I did put a thumbs down on his video. That's not bad for his channel. It's actually good for your channel to have things. And I also played the video 100% through to the end because I don't want, I'm not trying to hurt his channel. I'm not trying to give him bad rep, anything like that. So it's better for your analytics if people play your video all the way throughout, and it is so you feed better in the algorithm. Same with if you get a couple of thumbs downs on a video. So if you don't like a video, just leave a thumbs down for the person. Like you're not hurting their channel by giving them a thumbs down. It's actually helping their channel. Just so you're aware. So if you see content on my channel and you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Because first of all, then I know that there's something in my video you don't like. Maybe it's audio quality, maybe it's lighting, maybe it's content, and then I can do better content from it. So I think it's good to be honest with your thumbs up and thumbs downs on a channel. Anyway, so that's kind of a side note there, but yeah, it's good for his channel. So don't see that blue thumbs down meaning like, oh, I'm trying to hurt his channel. No, I think what he's doing is cool. I'm pretty sure that the LEDs that he sells are the Lighthouse LEDs, so he's making a nice little profit off of those if that's the case. Because I don't think they're the sun LEDs. I've seen some pictures of the ones that he sells, and they look exactly like the Lighthouse LEDs. So either he's buying them from the same guy Lighthouse is buying them from, but Lighthouse claims that they're making those in-house. So those could be just Lighthouse LEDs that he's buying and reselling, which they're like 30 cents each from Lighthouse LED. Same with like a lot of his inlays are the SZDDT inlays out of China that he's selling. But not everyone can order 10, 15 inlays at a time. So I get that. There's definitely a market for reselling that kind of stuff. So yeah, I like what he's doing. From the solder work that he did, it looks all right. I've not personally gotten a Tektronix board to come across my desk yet, but I know some of you guys that are viewers that are also technicians have had them, and from what I've heard, it's not like super negative. It's just like, yeah, I think he's using Lighthouse LEDs, stuff like that. So yeah, that's really it for the video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm sure somebody is going to send this to Tektronix and he's going to view it and think I'm a jerk. I'm really not being a jerk. Like I said, I think he does good work from what I've seen and heard from other people. I like his business style. And I really think that was just an easy out for YouTube for making a video doing it that way. I highly doubt somebody that does a lot of these actually does it like that, because that's just not the easy way of getting them off. It's extra work, takes extra time, and I mean, I don't know. I think it's unprofessional to leave a bunch of marks on somebody's instrument cluster, and I think it's unprofessional to leave flux all over their circuit board. So anybody that is doing that, that's like scratching up people's instrument clusters, getting them apart, or leave it like not cleaning up after themselves, I think that's an unprofessional job, and I think we can all agree that is unprofessional. And I'm not accusing Tektronix of doing that. I'm not accusing him of doing that one bit at all. I'm just saying, for you, the viewer, if you are a technician and you are leaving big scratches all over people's instrument cluster, you're scratching the plastic here, scratching the lens there, or leaving your flux all over the circuit board, you need to quit doing that. Clean up after yourself. Do the customer right, because a lot of you guys are charging them a lot of money for that repair anyways. So I know I'm cheap. I'm the cheap guy, and I try to keep my market that way. I'm not trying to grab y'all's clients that want the $300 instrument cluster that's got the LEDs in there perfect, and sanding down this lens to get the perfect color for them there. No, that's not me. That's not my market. It's not where I'm trying to go at all with my business. It's I like these tricky repairs where I get to take microcontrollers off and fix them. That's what I like to do. So I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.